Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another whiteboard session. This is the Nakshatra Gurukul that I've started on my YouTube channel. It is Nakshatra Gurukul is a refreshing, thought-provoking series of interviews that I do with researchers, scholars, and students of Nakshatras who present their original findings and teach us new ways to understand and master the divine secrets of Nakshatras. Now, today is a very, very special day. I'll tell you why it is special. Because the nakshatra which was operating here this morning during sunrise was Moola Nakshatra. And it's also Amavasya Tithi, which is new moon. And today is a very special day for many reasons. One of the reasons is in the southern part of India, in Tamil Nadu, they celebrate Margashisha month and Mula Nakshatra as Anjaneer Jayanti, which means it's Hanuman Jayanti in the state of Tamil Nadu. Typically, in the Hindu lunar calendar month of Chaitra, Purnima, which is the full moon, that's when many parts of India celebrate Hanuman Jayanti. But in Tamil Nadu, a state in the southern part of India, they celebrate Hanuman Jayanti with Mula Nakshatra and in the month of Margashisha. So in that sense, today is going to be very special. And I have seen a lot of correlations with Hanuman with Mula Nakshatra. It reminds us of the story when, Hanuman was sent to get the Sanjeevani booty or the Sanjeevani medicinal plant to administer to Lakshmana. And you can see that this Nakshatra Mula is very strongly connected with the roots. And Hanuman got back the Dronagiri mountains because he couldn't find the root. So, this nakshatra is very special, Mula Nakshatra. So I said, let me get my dear friend, Dr. Aditya Togi, to come and teach us about Mula Nakshatra from an astronomical perspective. And also he has got some very special and deep insights on this special nakshatra. It's a Tikshna nakshatra, which is, sharp and dreadful. So welcome, Dr. Aditya Togi. How are you doing?
Thanks. I'm doing good, Dr. Pai, and thanks for giving an opportunity to come to your channel and talk about nakshatras and their connection with astronomy and the spiritual connection with it. It's really fascinating, and thanks a lot for this great golden opportunity, I should say.
It's an honor to have you, Dr. Togi, because always during my study of astrology, I felt that astronomy is a very, very important subject to study when you do astrology, and many of them don't study astronomy, and then you miss out on some very special points that you would get to know. So it actually makes sense that we study astronomy and astrology together. Why? Because what is happening, what is happening up in the stars is also happening here. So as above, so below. So we get to know a lot of those qualities of these constellations by really going and understanding the constellations and how these constellations behave. So in that sense, I feel astrology without astronomy it's not complete. So thank you very much. It's always an honor to have you here, Dr. Togi.
I agree with you, because astronomy is more physical. You can see stars, you can see it, you can detect it with your modern instruments and all. But when you talk about spirituality and qualities, it's all what you don't have to detection of quality. How can you detect a quality? It's very subtle, basically. And astronomy is a very gross form of astrology, I should say. So that's the first step. Climb the astronomy, study how the nature works, and then go to the next step and reach the ultimate or the infinite or absolute or the God, whatever you can say.
Very true.
And It's interesting you pointed Hanuman and Mula, because again, Mula Nakshatra Lord is Ketu, and Hanuman is, Ketu is flag, and Dr. Sandeep Krishna Kanholi, few days back, he had this video where he said how Hanuman was in his flag, Arjuna's flag. So again, connection with flag, Ketu, Nakshatra is Mula, and Hanuman connection with Mul. So yeah, maybe Hanuman has to do something with Mula. So yeah, so maybe I think Lord Hanuman may give blessings for us to have this session with Mula.
Absolutely, absolutely, Dr. Togi. So, so please, Dr. Togi, enlighten us today with this Nakshatra Mula. Tell us all about the stellar secrets, and about these. What is special about Mula up in the sky, and show us the connection between nakshatras that we know of and how they are behaving in the sky.
Sure. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's all good. I think you can view the screen. You can view my screen.
Yes, we can. I can.
Okay. So Moola Nakshatra is it's always a dreadful nakshatra. It's a sharp and Teekshna nakshatra, and people always fear about it. But I should say that it's also one aspect. It's not nothing to fear about it. It has got some constructive aspects too, which we will see in this presentation, and how helpful it can be, and how much help it has given to the whole world, physically or spiritually, is amazing. And that's what we will reveal in this seminar today, or in this presentation. Okay, so the Moola Nakshatra is called as the foundation star. And first, let me go to the symbol of Moola Nakshatra, which is reticulated roots, or the lion's tail. Now, just with these two words of roots and lion's tail, we get so many qualities of this nakshatra. Like roots, what is root? It's a foundation for the plant. So it's a foundation. So the star is also called as the foundation star. Roots are never seen. It is below the ground. So it's hidden, secret. And lion, as we know, lion is ferocious animal, brave, strong. So all these words can be associated with Moola Nakshatra just by the symbol, just by looking at the symbol, knowing the symbol of this nakshatra. So based on this, okay, I can understand the roots, but white lion's tail, that was my curiosity. And it's like Moola Nakshatra comes under Sagittarius constellation. And if you place this constellation in the Kalpurush Kundali, it is the 9th house. So the 1st, 5th, and 9th, I think according to Nadi Nakshatras, they considered as the same house.
That's correct. Yeah.
So according to Bhavartha Bhavam, 5th from 5th is 9th, or the 9th house from 9th is again 5th. And what is 5th? It's Leo. Leo is lion. So 5th and 9th are like same, not much difference. So lion and Sagittarius may be the same quality. So that's why you see the lion's tail association with this Moola Nakshatra. So that may be the reason why Moola Nakshatra symbol is given as a lion's tail. A strong connection with lion, or strong connection with Leo. So that's what I thought, maybe a connection. I don't know. Okay, now coming to nakshatras, we know nakshatras. To learn nakshatras, you always need to know the deity of the nakshatra. So the first question comes, who is the deity of Mula Nakshatra? Now, I think 2 or 3 videos back, I was talking about Ardra, and Ardra is the 6th nakshatra. Mula is the 19th nakshatra. So it's like Mula is opposite of Ardra. And we know Ardra's deity is Rudra, which is a fierce form of Shiva. Mula deity has to be Kali, which is again a fierce form of Parvati, a consort of Shiva. So you can say Kali is the deity of Mula. Also in the scriptures, we have got Niriti or Alakshmi or Dhumavati. All these goddesses are also associated with Mula Nakshatra. And here is the picture of goddess Kali, and you can see it's amazing to see that she has got serpent, she has got the Ardra energy in it, Shiva, and also she's crushing that demon below her leg. It's like crushing your ego. And fascinating. So it's interesting to see how opposite to Ardra is Mula, and how the deity of Ardra, which is Rudra, is like the husband of Kali, who is the deity of Mula. So there's a nice association between Ardra and Mula. And we'll see much more association what is in the when I show about some galaxies picture and all. So later. Okay, coming to now astronomy perspective, where does Mula lie in the sky? Now we know it's in the Sagittarius part. Mula, Purvashada, and Uttarashada's first pada comes in Sagittarius. But in Scorpio, we have Vishaka, Anuradha, and Jeshta. Vishaka, one pada, last pada basically. Anuradha, entire 4 padas, and Jeshta, 4 padas. The Moola Nakshatra, now here, as we see, this is a Scorpio constellation, and this symbol, this is teapot, they call it as teapot. It's like, this is Sagittarius. And this band, I don't know, is it clear, this band?
Which one? Which band?
This band. You can see a band.
Yeah. We can see it. Yeah, absolutely. You can see that.
That is our galaxy, and that is the center of our galaxy. So again, coming here, this picture may be a better picture. So Sagittarius is this constellation. This is Scorpio, and this part is called as Mula.
Okay.
So as you know, Jeshta is Antares. So this is Jeshta, and then this is Mula. So remember, Mula comes in Sagittarius constellation, but in astronomy, the stars associated with Mula is linked with the Scorpio constellation. The tail of the Scorpio. So this is like the tail.
And how many? There are about 9 stars in the constellation of Mula, typically.
Yeah, we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
9 or 10. Sometimes even this star is considered, but 9 to 10 stars.
Right.
And it is very close to the galactic center. This is the galactic center. So this lies very close to the galactic center. So Sagittarius as well as Mula lies very close to the galactic center. In fact, Mula is much more closer to galactic center. And I still remember, even the best time to see Mula Nakshatra is when the sun is opposite.
Right.
When the sun is opposite, that means sun has to be in Ardra. Sun has to be in the month of June.
Right.
May. In the month of May, we used to have summer holidays back in India. Even staying in Mumbai, I used to see from my own house when I go to my terrace, such a beautiful constellation. The Scorpio is so beautiful to see. And if you have a clear day, sometimes even you could see the galaxy also. Especially if you go to village countryside, you can see it. And how this tail lies very close to the galaxy.
Interesting.
It's a faint band, Milky Way band, stretching from north-south. And it's beautiful. And especially if there are planets near Mula, it's like Galactic Center, it's like Mula and those bright stars, which are basically planets, shining around. Beautiful scene. I still remember it was around 1999, I guess. I still remember that time I had a view of the Scorpio and galaxy. Absolutely stunning. And even from Mumbai, you could see it. So,
wow.
I think it's just go on the terrace. Maybe if there's a light cut off, or if you don't have electricity, then I just go there, stare at the sky. Beautiful. You will see all those stars. Really amazing.
Maybe now is not the best time because you have Sun and Mula Nakshatra.
Oh, now you won't see. Yeah, now is the best time to see basically Orion constellation. Orion is shining beautifully.
Correct. Right. Yeah. It's in the opposite. Direction. Yeah.
Exactly.
And can you see Betelgeuse? Can you see Betelgeuse?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
With the naked eye. With the naked eye, is it?
Yeah. With the naked eye. I always see. Now today is cloudy, but I always enjoy seeing. Even here in US, also I enjoy seeing Betelgeuse. So yeah, you can see the entire Orion. It's a massive constellation.
Interesting.
Especially this galaxy, this faint band of galaxies is difficult to see. But if it is a clear sky, then you can see even this galaxy. Because they are all stars, but they are far away stars. So It just looks like a patch. That's why the name. It was like a milk in the Milky Way. The goddess Hera, the Greek story. It's called, that's why it is called as the Milky Way.
Right.
And the state of Scorpio was very near to the galactic center.
Okay.
So that means Mula is lying close to the galactic center. That's the conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And here again we have seen this picture before too. And here all this gray is our zodiacal belt, starting with Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. Ecliptic is nothing but the path of the sun. So you see here in the zodiacal belt, the Scorpio, Sagittarius, that part is the southernmost part of the zodiacal belt. So in the zodiacal belt, the southernmost constellation you can say is Scorpio and Sagittarius. So that means the sun is at the southernmost point of the zodiacal belt. And we know sun transits Mula on between 17th to 30th December each year. So right now the sun is in Mula. And as you said, today is Amavasya Tithi. Both moon and sun today are in Mula. So Mula Nakshatra is very active. Both luminaries are in Mula today. And since sun is at the southernmost point, that means we have winter or in the northern hemisphere. So 21st or 22nd December, as we know, is the winter solstice. It is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. Or we can say the coldest, because the tilt, as we are, you can see here, the northern hemisphere is pointing away from the sun. So the heat we have winters in the northern hemisphere. At the same time, we have summer in the southern hemisphere. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, that Mula Nakshatra is very close to the galactic center, and we know that our galaxy, the center of our galaxy, has got a supermassive black hole. So the SMBH, which I have written, refers to as supermassive black hole. Supermassive. So what is a mass? It's about 4 million solar mass. So it's like the mass of that is about 4 million times than the mass of the sun.
Wow.
But galaxy center is like, you can imagine that there are 4 million sun packed in near that galactic center.
4 million, goodness me.
4 million. That is a mass. And that we could now you can say, how can you say that? Because what we do generally is we observe the star's motion near the galactic center. We calculate what speed it is going, and using laws of physics, we just say, okay, what should be the mass of the galactic center? So taking different stars, taking their velocity, measuring their velocity, you can calculate the mass of this black hole, or mass at the center of the galaxy. And that comes around 4 million solar mass.
Mm.
Okay. And so the sun, long time back, when 100 years back, more than 100 or 150 years back, it was very difficult there was a great debate, like where is our sun situated in galaxy? Is it near the center of the galaxy or away from the galaxy? And there were like different groups. Some groups were saying it's at the center of the galaxy and we are at the center. Some were saying, okay, we are not at the center. And now what we know from all our results of and observations, that sun is not at the galactic center. The sun distance of the sun from this galactic center is about 8,000 parsec or 25,000 light years.
Mm.
So the light coming from the galactic center and reaching us. Now, sun and earth are basically the same, because we are very close to the sun. Because earth is rotating around. So I don't even show the position of earth here, but you can say that wherever the sun is, there the earth is. So the light takes about 25,000 years to reach to us from the galactic center.
Wow. And Aditya, can you tell us, what does astronomy tell us? Is the sun and the solar system moving towards the galactic center, or are we moving away from the galactic center?
That's a tough question, but I will say what are the you're asking a tough question, and that's one of the great questions, like where we started from. Let me say you what we know very well, and then I will say what we are still in a doubt. Short answer to you is we don't have a proper answer to that, but let me tell what's there in the community, what we believe now. First of all, we know that the sun is moving around this galactic center at a speed of 220 kilometer per second.
Okay.
And when the sun is moving, it is taking all the 9 or 8 planets and going around. So it takes about it, and that the speed is 220 kilometer per second. With that speed, it will take about 225 million years to go around one complete rotation.
Wow. Okay.
Now the question is whether you are moving away or far from the center. So we just talked about moving around, like with a fixed radius. Your question was whether we are moving towards the center or away from the center.
Correct.
Now, some people say that depending upon the elemental composition of sun, as I said, it is about 25,000 light years away from the center, but the elemental composition of sun is much more, it's not matching with the elemental composition where the sun is today. So it is believed that the sun must have been born near to the galactic center. And now it is away from the galactic center. That's the belief based on the elemental composition.
Right.
It's very difficult because see, everything is moving. It's very difficult to say where exactly we were born and how, like what is the velocity, how we have gone, how much we have gone, what speed we have gone, and what are the stars which were born with siblings of sun, where are they? It's all these questions people are asking. Still we don't have an answer for that, a proper answer.
And do you think even the constellations and the stars are also moving along with the sun? Because from multiple years we still see the constellations, or is there a displacement from where we actually started and where we have moved now, the sun, retrospective to the nakshatras or the constellations in the sky?
Exactly, yeah, true. Everything is moving. Nothing is static. If you see, I should have shown that picture, but not this point came. If you see the Saptarishi constellation about 100,000 years back, that was a little bit different from what we see today. So all stars are moving. Everything is moving. Nothing is static in this universe. So scientists, astronomers have a very tough time to find, because see, if everything is moving, so whatever you are measuring is all relative.
Relative, correct.
We want some frame of reference where it's an absolute frame of reference where we can measure, okay, with respect to this, once you get that absolute frame, we can do all our measurements. It is very difficult to find one absolute frame of reference. At present, we take cosmic microwave background radiation. Of course, I'm going a little bit more detail, but that is the absolute frame. But all the stars, constellations, and whatever stars, whatever nakshatras, what we see, we are all seeing all those nakshatras lie close to the sun, not that far away. Because we cannot see far away because as I said, there's a lot of dust extinction and all. So maximum, I think we could see around a distance of maybe around 10 kiloparsec, or not around 10, maybe around 5 or 6,000 parsec, which is about 6,000 parsec is 18,000 or 10,000 light years.
Wow.
So all the nakshatras, whatever we talk about stars, because you remember when we see the galactic center, how it looks like a Milky Way. We don't see stars in the galactic center, just a band we see. So that's what happens. So the stars, whatever we see, is all very close by nearby stars.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
And now when we say that Sagittarius lies, as we said, Mula Nakshatra is towards the galactic center, that means I think you can see a band here, which is written as Carina Sagittarius. So, and this band is here. So if from the sun, if you see towards the galactic center, you will cross this band, which is the Sagittarius band, which is where your Mula Nakshatra lies. This is where your Mula Nakshatras lie.
Right.
Opposite to that will be Ardra. So yes, here it will be Ardra.
Right. Makes sense.
Perseus is very a constellation very close to and so can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So this is Orion. This is Sagittarius. And so that's why both are opposite. You can see there's a band. It's like, we were talking about Betelgeuse, Bahu, which is
Correct.
Bahu is arm. It's like the arm of a guy. We call these spiral arms. All these are all like spiral arms. The Betelgeuse is a star in this spiral arm, like a Bahu of galaxy maybe.
Right. Interesting. It's an arm of a galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I just want to show where the Scorpio and Orion. Okay. Now coming to the stars' velocities. So we know, as I said, near the galactic center, we have a supermassive black hole. The stars are really rotating very fast. These are all different stars, very near to the galactic center, and they have measured their velocities of those. And so this is all observation. These are all observations from 1995 to 2014, and they are moving at a very, very, very high speed compared to the stars which are near the disk. And they measured all their velocities, and it's like very turbulent. So there's a random or turbulent velocities or motions of stars near the galactic center. So things are very tough there. Things are not very steady or not very stable. That's what I would like to point out. This is, I felt, because I was doing a research article for measuring the temperature of the gas near the galactic center. And Sagittarius A is considered to be a star very close to the galactic center. So this is our galactic center. And these are all different clouds and gas. When we measure this, and the temperature of the gas is like about 10 times the gas which we find in the disk of the galaxies. Now, when I say disk of the galaxy, this means this part. These are the disks.
Okay.
And this is the galactic center. So the temperature near the galactic center is about 10 times more than the temperature of the gas near the disk. And that way, there's a lot of turbulence and shocks of phenomena heating those. Now, what happens because when there's a black hole? So now our black hole in the Milky Way is very quiet. It's not that turbulent. Remember, because otherwise, even conditions would be tough for us to survive. In fact, if the black hole was really very active, but in some galaxies, black hole can be very active, and that is called as AGN, active galactic nuclei. The galactic nuclei is very active, and so the word is AGN, active galactic nuclei. And because of that, you will get accretion. Gas can be accreted. Gas can be sucked in, and when that happens, you have a lot of X-rays and UV radiation coming out. So X-rays and UV, as you know, it's basically a Rahu element there. So Rahu and Mula Nakshatra is again Ketu. So Rahu and Ketu are not that separate entity. It's the same. Just it has, because their head has been severed by Lord Vishnu. That's why they have become two separate entity. Otherwise, they are same. So it's like gas, when it gets accreted, it emits UV and X-rays, which is nothing but a Rahu element. So you need to know Rahu and study Rahu and Ketu both together. Ketu is infrared. Now what happens when you have all these X-rays and UV radiation? These X-rays and UV radiation are taken by molecules, dust molecules and other molecules, and they are excited. When they are excited, they go to high energy levels. And nothing can be stayed at high energy. The nature wants everything to be in a lower energy state, want everything to be in a calm or in a ground state. So sometimes, like you stretch a rubber band, what happens? It wants to come back to its original position. That is the law of nature. Basically, it wants the energy has to be minimized. So when all these X-rays and UV photons are taken by molecules, they go to high energy, and then when they come back, they give out energy. And when they give out energy, that's in the form of infrared, which is Ketu. So they take Rahu, they give Ketu. They take UV and X-rays, they give out infrared. So it's like Rahu is the feeding them, Rahu is head, Rahu is face, Rahu is the mouth. Ketu is what they are giving out. And this is what one of the I started. This was supposed to be one of my PhD project about studying power molecule, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. They do the same thing. They take UV photons, get excited, and come back to normal state, and then they give out infrared. So I wanted to study the infrared with X-rays and UV and see what I get. Is there any correlation or what happens to them? It's like now I feel like it's like I was planning to basically marry Rahu and Ketu.
No, this is fascinating, Aditya, that you're mentioning. It looks as though we can understand these concepts much better if you can correlate it with what is actually happening, So when, as you mentioned, whenever they're excited, you actually become a Rahu, and,
Correct.
then you come back to the state, and then you become a Ketu and you start emitting infrared. So that is exactly the way I think Rahu and Ketu would operate in anybody's chart, because Rahu is more of externalization and Ketu is more of internalization.
Yeah, but see how it works. It's like when you take in, you get excited. When you take Rahu, you go to higher level.
Higher levels, exactly.
And when you want to be minimized, when you want to give out everything, it's like what you say, giving all your assets and everything, and then renunciation. Basically, you become Ketu.
And that's why the Karakatva of Ketu is given to sannyasis. Sannyasis are people who have renunciated everything, are called as sannyasis, and they are said to be, Ketu type, which means, you have given up everything, you're not very active, and you are more into meditation, and then you see the Ketu elements coming out. And this infrared rays which are coming out is the spiritual rays.
Spiritual rays, exactly. Isn't it fascinating? Isn't it? I was like, see, I was not even thinking about this. Just it's coming out somewhere. I don't know. Just not even prepared all those. I always think I will prepare before the talk, but it never happened. I don't know.
Whatever comes because of the moon is transiting in Mula, the sun is transiting in Mula. So I think it is this divine knowledge which is coming out from Mula itself. The source energy.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that was great. Thanks. And feel free to interrupt and discuss, because this is a discussion. This is not something where I have to say and people have to listen. It's your points. Feel free to interrupt or share your experiences.
Sure, Aditya.
So whenever I see this galaxy, I feel like it's a potter's wheel. Like the center of the galaxy is like the whole galaxy is like a potter's wheel. And what does a potter do? It rotates, and at the center, he tries to make any vessel. So the center is like everything rotates around the center. So everything is going. All the activities are basically going around the center of the galaxy, around the Shakti, because this is Kali, is Shakti, the Mula. And when the potter is making a new vessel, he's placing that at the center. So this Mula is very creative also. Some new creation can be happening, new ideas, new creation. Because, of course, the Mula is big. I'm taking this point a little bit early. It's like about the breaking and destroying. That is the foundation above and below. But what is breaking and destruction? It's nothing but in destruction, you have the seed of creation. In creation, you have the seed of destruction. So creation and destruction has to go both hand in hand. So it's like this center is like a new pot. There's this potter's wheel I'm showing. He's constructing a pot, something new creation happening at the center of the potter's wheel. It's like Mula is also something about creation. when you compare. So it's like very, what you say, these two pictures are very similar, and a lot of qualities of Mula can be understood, or the creation aspect of Mula can be understood from this, looking at this nice mud pot which this person is creating. That is what Mula is, to create something. And that is why it is the foundation star, foundation. To create anything, you need a strong foundation. So the Mula gives you that foundation.
It's very interesting, Aditya. You mentioned about this correlation between, this Milky Way center, and you're seeing the association with the Potter's Wheel. Now, what I've been given to understand about the Potter's Wheel is essentially, people who have very prominent planets in Mula, they've always been advised to move towards the center. Okay, move towards the center of the Potter's Wheel. Why? Because the center of the Potter's Wheel is very, very tamasic, which means there is no motion. As you move away from the center of the Potter's Wheel, there is motion.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
so the wheel moves, but at the center point, it doesn't move. It is static. It is stationary.
Correct.
So the lessons of all the Mula natives is to move your energies from that, on the wheel. If you're on the wheel, you're constantly on the move, and there could be, highs and lows coming in your life. So the further away you go on the wheel, the momentum of the wheel and the momentum of the life would be greater.
Later.
So the idea is to move towards the center of the wheel, which means all Mula natives, if I have to put it in a different way, all Mula natives are advised to go towards their foundation, go to their roots.
Yes.
Go to the depth and trying to find where your roots are. That's where you would find that these people have, get more stabilized. Otherwise, you move towards the periphery of the wheel of the potter. That means you're going in a great spin of life. So life is like it will spiral out. And
exactly.
So this is an analogy I'm just trying to bring in. So it's
even when I see this galaxy, it's like, like a storm pattern. When you see a cyclone, a hurricane from above, it looks like this galaxy exactly look like that. Eye of the galaxy. It's like the center of the galaxy. And when the hurricane comes, there's a landfall. What happens is there is a point when that eye of the storm is crossing. That's a point where you will absolutely know there's a silence period. Nothing is happening there, very calm. Once that is gone, again there will be winds. First of all, there will be, suppose the cyclone storm is coming and hitting to a certain area, all this will create a lot of winds. When you come exactly at the center, no wind. And then again there will be a wind. Yeah. And there is a period in a hurricane where you will see that there is absolutely silent. There's a silence before the storm, they call.
Correct. That's right.
It is eye of the storm.
Interesting, very interesting. And that's again trying to show you the correlation with the potter's wheel and being at the center of the potter's wheel. Exactly, being at the eye of the hurricane, which is where you find the least impact.
True. Okay, now moving to the next slide. Okay, now the Shakti of this nakshatra is called as the power to destroy or to break. And the foundation above is to break, foundation below is to crush. And few years back, or maybe around 2 or 3 years back, there was a cloud which was called as G2 cloud. And the path of that cloud was such that it was going to pass through the Galactic Centre. So astronomers were very curious to know what will happen to this cloud, whether the cloud will be destroyed or whether the cloud will be surviving, and study basically the effects of those clouds and know some physics out of it. So this is the cloud picture here which I have, and it's coming, and the Galactic Centre will be somewhere here, very near to it. And there was a simulation made basically by astronomers to study that. And the next video, I will be showing that simulation, and you can clearly see the aspect of Bharana Shakti of Mula. That is the power to destroy or to break. So this was some of, there are people like Genzel and Andreas Burkhardt, who has made this simulation, whom I know. but personally, like Andreas Burkhardt, I have met him. So this is a gas cloud, this yellow, and this one is the expanded version of it. And this is the galactic center. And we can see when this gas cloud is coming towards the galactic center, what happens to it. The you could see that how it is destroyed, or how it is basically, you can say the cloud is broken into, not into pieces, but at least totally the morphology of the cloud is totally disturbed. And you can also see the date here.
And interestingly, can you see it's like the tail of the line, which is getting absorbed into
the black hole.
The black hole. It's very interesting simulation. Fascinating, in fact.
Maybe we can play once again so that we can see. It's actually the length and all. This is like the 10 light days. So the length of this is about 10 light days. All those blue points are stars. Mm-hmm. This is the G2 cloud. This is the black hole. Maybe we can again play it.
Sure.
Yeah, so that people can again view it. And you can see all the stars, how when it goes near to the galactic center, the stars get a really very massive speed.
Do you mean to say when they get massive speed, as in, are they being sucked into the black hole, or are they just being thrown?
They are thrown away.
They're thrown away.
They are not close enough to be sucked in.
Okay.
Because we call it a squash-shell radius something, which is according to depending on the mass, that radius is defined. If any object that comes further in that radius, then it is sucked in. But if any object comes a little bit far away, their speed will be high, but it won't be sucked in. Yeah, maybe we can play this video again. So this elliptical path shows the path of the G2 cloud. So this is the G2 cloud. Mm-hmm. And on this period is like 2005, which is seen here. 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. And you see how the speed increases when it comes close.
Yeah.
And 2013 around.
Okay, it's gone past 2017 as well.
Yeah. So they have made a simulation of for a long time. So it's like about 2030 or 40 till they have gone.
So it was not too close to the galactic center to be completely absorbed into the black hole.
Correct, yeah. But it was totally broken or shattered, or morphology is totally disturbed. So the foundation above and below principle, to break or to crush.
Beautiful.
Okay. Anyway, we can go to the next slide. Okay. Now, as I told, black hole is about 25,000 light years away. So the light takes about 25,000 years to travel from the galactic center to reach us. And we know the speed of light is about 3 times 10 raised to 5 kilometers per second. With that speed itself, it takes about 25,000 years from the galactic center to the sun. Now, it's such a large distance. So basically, we have a lot of gas and dust in the path. So all the optical light, now as we know, an electromagnetic band, we have X-rays, we have UV, we have optical, we have infrared, we have microwave, we have radio waves. All optical light is basically cannot reach us. They are all scattered, and there is a lot of extinction happening in optical. Now, infrared can reach us. So that's why most of the studies of the black hole is done using infrared and radio and other, like higher than infrared. Now, for example, here I have shown a B68 cloud. 0.44 micron is nothing but around the blue region of our light. 0.55 is the green region. 0.9 is the red. We have 1.25. Now, from beyond 1 micron or maybe 0.8, 0.9 micron, this is the region of infrared. Starts 1.25, goes up till like even 100, 500 micron, where then it goes into sub-millimeter. So this is a gas cloud. You can see no stars, absolutely no stars here. Now this is not the galactic center. This is just one cloud which is very nearby to us. And you can see a patch of dark sky, nothing. You will see like there's a hole in the sky. People used to call really hole. It's like a bog fuel, they call it. Like a hole. And when you go to higher and higher wavelength, you see that now there are stars appearing. Many stars. Now when you compare these two pictures, if I have shown you only this picture, you would have said that there's nothing.
Correct.
It's all fine. But when I show you this picture, it's like a hole in the sky.
Correct.
So that means what? All the infrared light is able to reach us. It's able to pass the dust. So now what is infrared? Again, Ketu.
Correct.
So now dust, it seems like, dust is like your desires, your all the things which are stopping you from elevation, spiritual elevation. And Ketu is infrared. It's piercing that and then trying you to come above your physical and materialistic nature and try to reach the self. So that's what I compare dust as your desires, materialistic desires, and infrared is nothing but piercing that desires, piercing all those things, and then coming out of that. So that's what Ketu is. So to study, basically, Ketu can reveal, as I told, to study black hole center, we need infrared. Infrared is Ketu. Ketu is revealing its secrets because Ketu is the lord of Mula.
Interesting.
And there, in Ardra, we were seeing, I had a slide where we were using Rahu to study that hot patterns and all that.
Correct.
So because Rahu is again the lord of Ardra. So that's so it's so nice. Like Ketu again, infrared, and it's like, because it's a mokshakara, it has to clear all this dust, materialistic dust, all the spiritual dust, basically.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
So now Mula is again comes in Sagittarius. Sagittarius, it's the lord of Sagittarius is Guru or Jupiter, and Ketu, lord of Mula Nakshatra. So Mula has got energy of Guru and Ketu both. Now Guru and Ketu is what? Research and spiritual quest.
Correct.
And Ketu also it's a lord of Scorpio, which is 8th house in the Kalpurush Kundali. So it's like Kalpurush, 8th house, research, occult, and all those things. So Mula can be associated with all those. It's a very good sign to study about occult or astrology or research. So though these natives will be very good in doing research, maybe spiritual research or physical research, some type of research on other spiritual journeys, maybe their main karma. Now, as we discussed, that this Mula was lying the tail of the Scorpio constellation, like a few slides back. And so what is there in the tail of Scorpio? It's a poison or the venom. So now I compare, so there is something of venom or something negative thing associated with Mula, and that's why people fear about it. One thing which is about is like it's a Abhukta Ganda Mula Nakshatra. So there are three types of Gandamula. One is Swa Gandanta, one is Matru Gandanta, one is Pitru Gandanta. Now, as we know, there is Gandanta between Revati Nakshatra and Ashwini. Then there's a Gandanta between Ashlesha and Magha. There's Gandanta between Jyeshtha and Mula. Now keep that all those nakshatras in the Kalpurush Kundali. Revati and Ashwini will be here between 12th and 1st house. 1st house, yourself. 1st house is you, yourself. The Gandanta point of Revati and Ashwini is called a Swagandanta. Now, when you come to Ashlesha and Magha, that is between 4th and 5th. 4th and 5th is what? 4th house, mother. So that is Matru Gandanta. And when you come from Jyeshtha to Mula, that is going from Scorpio to Sagittarius, so it will be this side. 9th house is for father. So it's Pitru Gandanta. So these Gandantas, basically, that's what this was when you are born in a Gandanta of Swagandanta, between that is Revati and Ashwini, then it is some negativity for yourself. between Ashlesha and Maga, it is some problem maybe associated with your mother.
Mm.
And Pitru Gandanta, that is Jyeshtha and Mula, can be associated with some father.
Mm.
Do the research on that and try to see people born in these nakshatras, how it has affected their life. So that is something to do research on. And what is Gandanta? Like, as we said, Revati or Jyeshtha or Ashlesha, they are all water signs. Because one comes in 12, one comes in Cancer, and one comes in Scorpio. They are all water signs. And Ashwini, Magha, and Mula, they are all coming in fire signs. So it's coming basically from water to fire. Water is past, fire is future. So it's like past to future. If you go, there's present. So Gandanta points are basically past. It's a transition point from past to future.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's why. So I think many of them, I had my spiritual teacher, like, what are the 3 ways to dissipate energy? Is basically to be excitement for the future, and I think I forget the word which used to say, like moderation from the past or the excitement of the future, something like that. That's where you dissipate all the energy, all your energy. Because we always think about our past or we think about our future. We don't concentrate our efforts, or we don't concentrate our mind in the present scenario. Like, when you do certain work, you always think about, okay, what benefits I'm going to get. You think about future. Or if you do some work, you may think that, okay, last time I have failed. So you are going or thinking about your past moments. So it's always either you're thinking about past and your future, and when you do that, your energy is dissipated. Because a lot of energy goes into that, and you're not concentrating well, and your present is disturbed.
Yeah, like they say, it is fear of the past and anxiety of the future.
Yes. So that's what I think these Gandanta points are basically the present points, and maybe it is trying to tell us that, okay, concentrate your attention towards the present.
Correct.
And don't reveal in the past and the future.
Absolutely. I think that is what the message is. That's very beautiful, Aditya. You mentioned this.
And I think, and that's why these people, all the Gandanta born people may be true. They may be in the present moment, but we who are always dwelling in past or the future are not able to understand them.
Very
and that's
true.
where the friction comes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And that's what I think. So
I think that's a very beautiful point, Aditya, you mentioned, because I also feel that this makes a lot of sense. What you're trying to say is, many of us, we are either living in the past or we are living in the future. So many of us are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think we
had a small connection, internet connection. Okay, so many of us kind of are living in the past. Okay, and the fear, or the fear of what we have done in the past, so the past life karmas, the pending karmas, this is bothering us. Many of us do not take bold decisions. We do not accept things. We just kind of going to understand what our past karmas are. Why are we born? What is our past karma? And then there are few people who want to understand what the future is, and that's why you see them making a beeline to various astrologers to finding out, okay, when will I get this, when will I achieve this, so either we want to live in the past trying to find out, or we living in the future, and then what we forget is this part where we have to live in the present.
Exactly.
And that is where I feel a lot of planets, when they come in this Gandanta zone where you have to untie the spiritual knot, you are in reality, you are in the present, and you are being misunderstood by the people who are either futuristic or who live in the past.
Exactly. True.
So beautiful point. Thank you. This is great.
Thanks for your explanation. Thanks for your points. Clearing. Yeah, that's what discussion is always. We come out with many points, and then it's nice to have like different views, and then It, I think that's a step of learning.
Absolutely. Yeah. We all learn from each other. That's very true, Aditya.
Okay, now coming to a little bit more esoteric meaning, like Shiva is associated with Ardra, Parvati is Mula. Now, when I say Mula, I remember this word of Mooladhara Chakra. It's like and Mooladhara Chakra. What is all this Kundalini awakening? Basically, you are rising an energy from the Mooladhara Chakra to your Sahasrara Chakra. It's like Mooladhara Chakra again. It's Ketu. And Sahasrara is like Rahu. Ketu is going to meet with Rahu, the serpentine energy. And who is the, because when I say Mooladhara Chakra, Mooladhara Chakra is associated with Lord Ganapati, who is the gatekeeper of that. So it's like all this Shiva's family is associated with this Kundalini awakening. Ganpati is there, Mula is like Mooladhara Chakra, so that's Kali, Uma, Parvati. And Sahasrara Chakra is like, the serpentine energy, where, Lord Shiva has got serpents around his neck. And it's like Sahasrara Chakra is like Ardra, Rahu. So it's like all the Shiva's family. So all Shiva's family is like residing within us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something outside. And so what is the point here is I want to connect this Mula and Ardra with this Kundalini awakening aspect. So whatever, as you said, so as above, so below. It's like all this Mooladhara, Mula, and Ardra and all are we see in the sky, but that all lies within us. And it is to this is what it says basically, to combine, to have this Kundalini awakening and try to reach the self, try to reach the infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, so and I think Ganpati, because Ganpati is associated, it's a elephant-headed god, and that has got to do with Uttarashada Nakshatra. But somewhere this Mula Nakshatra is like, because why Ganpati was born? Because he was the gatekeeper of Lord God Parvati. Like she instructed Ganpati to not allow anyone to inside her house, basically. And we know that story and why he was beheaded and he got the head of an elephant. So it's like, again, so he's guarding the Mooladhara Chakra. That's why I think Mooladhara Chakra is the first point where we have to seek the blessing of Lord Ganpati to awaken your Kundalini, because then only he allows the gate in, and then only you can reach this Kundalini awakening process. Unless Ganpati is giving you permission, you don't have the right.
Very beautiful. Very nice, Aditya. Beautiful concept.
Yeah. And so you have any, because I'm not much versed in this Kundalini awakening, would you like to share some point? Because this I feel is one of the key points. Astronomy is fine, but then what it tells you spiritually.
It's kind of very interesting, and it's as though you can say, as you mentioned, Ganapati was made from. They say, some stories they say Parvati made Ganapati from clay, right? Yeah. Some of them also say that he was made from the dirt from her skin, Her skin. Yes. But whatever is it, you can see that he, as you mentioned here, he's the gatekeeper. So he was assigned that nobody should enter. And the only way is to get her permission to enter. Now, what I see is, Parvati resides in the Mooladhara, actually, who is guarded by Ganapati. And Parvati is Rajasic. Okay, she's Shakti. Yeah. And it's as if Shakti is going to go and meet with Shiva in Ardra, in the opposite. You can see Mula. Mula is where Parvati is, where there is a lot of turbulent energy. It's a Rajasic energy. And, once the door is open with the blessings of Lord Ganapati, I think, Parvati gets the right to go at a, great speed to meet with her consort, which is right opposite, which is Ardra, which is Rudra. And when Parvati and Rudra meet, then they become Shiva, or the Shivling. Shivling is the union of Parvati and Shiva. Correct. So that's a beautiful concept, and I think that's what is this in a nutshell, for somebody who's a layman, you can explain this concept of this awakening is the serpentine energy which is sitting at the base of your spine, which needs to go up the spine to the Sahasrara. So beautiful, beautiful concept.
Yeah. So with that, let's see what are the festivals that we celebrate during this as sun transits between Mula from 17th December to 30th December. Few days back, everyone in the world would have celebrated 25th December, the Christmas Day. So that's one festival which comes in when the sun transits Mula Nakshatra, birth of Jesus Christ. And we know Jesus Christ, the messenger of love and the spiritual teachings, basically. And I'm not going into much depth. I'm just highlighting all the festivals. And then I will come what is my point of these festivals, what it tells us. The Gita Jayanti is also celebrated 11th day of the waxing moon in Margashirsha. Sometimes it comes before 17 December, sometimes it comes after 17 December. So I place even Gita Jayanti as one of the festival when the sun transits Mula. Mokshada Ekadashi is also the same day as Gita Jayanti. And then Dattatreya Jayanti, which is like, and you know, Dattatreya is nothing. He's the creator of Avdut Gita. And it is celebrated on the full moon day of Margashi again, which may come on before 17 December or after 17 December. So depending on the moon and sun, because we follow lunisolar calendar. So all these festivals, these 3-4 festivals which I have shown, Mokshada Ekadashi, or the birth of Jesus Christ, or Dattatreya Jayanti, what all they have done is basically they are telling you something about knowledge, spiritual things, and philosophy, religion, all those aspects. Now, what is all those aspects? Is if you see in Kalpurush Kundali, where all these things goes, teaching, spiritual teaching goes in the 9th house. What are the constellation in 9th house? It's basically Sagittarius, where we have Mula Nakshatra. So when the sun transits Mula, definitely you are going to have festivals like this, which tell you something about spirituality, research, philosophy, learning. So it's so nice to see that all the festivals which come under this nakshatra is related to all the spiritual research, all the 9th house aspects, where Mula is situated in a Kalpurush Kundali. So that's what the point is. Okay. Now, give me a minute. I will just plug in because my battery is a bit low.
Sure. No problem.
Okay. So coming to some of the things which I saw what related to Mula Nakshatra. You all know 11 September 2001, Twin Tower. Because the thing was, Mula Nakshatra is what? The power to break, the power to crush. So I was thinking whether the Twin Tower has got this event at 9/11 has got something to do with Mula or not. And surprisingly, I find that Ketu and Rahu, Ketu and Mars, not Rahu, sorry. Mars is at 7 degrees Sagittarius and Ketu is 8 degrees Sagittarius. So they are almost like conjunct. And 7 and 8 degrees of Sagittarius is Mula Nakshatra. So Ketu and Mars is in Mula, and Rahu, Jupiter, Moon, which are all in Gemini, are all aspecting Mula. So basically, it's like 5 planets affecting Mula. So it's like heavy Mula qualities on that day. Even Moon is also in the, I think Moon is, where is Moon? Moon is 4 degree Gemini, so it has to be in Mrigashira Nakshatra. So they are all aspecting Mula. And that's where you see the power of breaking and crushing on that day of 9/11.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it was something like I just see events happen, and then I say, okay, this may be associated with Mula or not, or whatever nakshatra it is. It's so nice to see when such things happen. One way is, okay, you take all the events, horoscope of all the events, and then you categorize. That's one way of learning. But other way is like, okay, this nakshatra has got these qualities, so this event must be linked to this, and try to see if there's something. So this was just like one of this exercise which I did maybe a day back, and I said, oh, it's wonderful. Like twin tower, and it makes sense, the power of breaking and crushing or destruction, basically.
And it's also a Tikshna Nakshatra.
Yeah, sharp, dreadful.
Yeah, correct.
Then I said, okay, 26th December 2000. Now I said, no, Sun transits Mula Nakshatra from 17th to 30th December. So 26th December definitely will be when the Sun is transiting Mula. And I was trying, and I was remembering this 26th December 2004 tsunami. And, this tsunami was very powerful. It was third largest earthquake. So it's like, it doesn't, like earthquakes, every time it happens, but such powerful earthquakes are very rare. And it is said that almost the entire earth has been shaken by this earthquake, at least by 0.3 centimeter all over the place. So it was a massive amount of energy was released on that day. And there was a lot of deaths and all. We saw that because of tsunami and all. And I still remember, it's not too far, like 2004, it's only 12 years before. And there were a lot of loss of life in coast of Tamil Nadu, especially in India, and there have been many other places in Sri Lanka and of course in Indonesia and all. There was heavy loss of life and property. So 26 December 2004, Sun is in Mula, aspected by Rahu and again Moon. So again, power of destruction there.
Now, Aditya, I'm just just trying to see if there is a pattern which is coming out here. What I'm seeing is whenever these events are happening, you can see Moon is in kind of very close to Ardra Nakshatra or in the opposite.
Correct.
Now, and there is also an aspect of Rahu, I guess. Is there an aspect of Rahu in the previous one as well? September 11?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because direct aspect.
Rahu and Ketu, correct. Rahu and Ketu are like opposite to each other. So Ketu is in Mula, that means Rahu is in Ardha.
Correct.
I guess.
Correct. Okay. So Moon is there definitely. In either in. It's strange that Moon was in 4 degrees of Gemini. And what about in the next one? Again 4 degrees of Gemini.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to see is, taking the same logic. Again, Mars and Ketu are together now, very close to each other.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see now, because Moon is transiting here, or Moon can transit about 4 degrees in Mrigashira.
Correct.
Could there be any event which could happen? I don't know. I'm just trying to see some pattern. If there is any
something, yeah.
Because Sun, do you think Sun would have moved out of Mula, right? In the next couple of days.
Sun is moving out of Mula within another maybe 2 days, 1 day or 2 days.
2 days, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just was wondering because of this combination of Mars and Ketu in Shatabisha.
It's not necessary that Moon will be in Mrigashira between 17th to 30th December. It may or may not be. Because Moon takes 27 days. So it may happen that Moon has transited Mrigashira or Ardra, whatever, before 17th December, or it is transiting maybe after 30th of December. Okay. So I think in today's scenario, Moon was in Mrigashira and Ardra on 14th and 15th already. 15th December.
Right.
So that means it is not coming. So I think we are good.
We are good. Maybe, yeah. That's what even I was. Because I was only looking to see if there is a pattern between Mars and Ketu again coming together in a Rahu-ruled nakshatra.
It's really nice to see. Like I need to collect all those points and try to see whether what happens. What are the other things? This was just I think just few points I just remembered from my memory. I said, okay, let's see this. Nice to do.
Yeah. Go ahead, Aditya. Just thought I'll.
Yeah. No, but thanks. Yeah, it's good. And it's surprising that I didn't notice this. Moon is both in 4D Gemini.
That's what I was wondering. It was bringing in the
Yeah, ringing a bell.
Yeah, something.
Okay, now I've said all little bit negative things about Mula, but it's that Mula is not about that much negative too. And I still remember when I was seeing this, a few years back, we used to have Bone Vita quiz contest, Derek O'Brien and all,
Yeah.
famous serial. And one question he had was, what is the common thing between Isaac Newton, Jesus Christ, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee?
Wow.
And the answer was they were all born on December 25th.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, we don't know, but we think that his birthday is on December 25th. But that was one question he asked. I still remember that. But okay, Sir Isaac Newton also, there are people say that he's born on January 4th or something. But it is December 25th. A lot of people think that he's born on December 25th on a Christmas day. And what he gave, like if you see his word, December 25th is again when the sun is in Mula. Because as I told you, sun transits between 17th to 30th December. So 25th December is definitely when the sun is in Mula. And what he gave all the root concepts of physics. Kinematical laws of motion, law of gravitation, calculus. It's like the basic of physics. And that's where the roots of physics. So again, the qualities of Mula are being clearly demonstrated in his life. So that's what I say. Mula is not always bad. Something creativity, something new, something foundation. All our physics, our foundation is based on his concepts.
Correct.
So that's what Mula is. Imagine if with no Newton, I don't think we would have, I don't know, gravity and other things, and no satellites. And if no satellites, I think we could not have talked today.
Correct. Absolutely.
The world would have been very much different. So, thanks to Mula, I should say.
And I was also trying to see if there is any connection between the apple that he saw falling and then, triggering this.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's like apple falling. It's like gravity, sucking in.
Correct.
Taking in.
It's just like the black hole, I feel.
Black hole, yeah. And he's showing all the colors, you see, all that prism and all. Yeah. And the red color. He's wearing a red jacket, so it's infrared, I guess. So again, Ketu.
And you're saying infrared, and then the apple is red as well.
Red, yeah. So actually, it said that Newton, when he was born, he was very ill. He was not. Doctors said that he may not even survive.
Okay.
His health. But anyhow, he survived. And in the same year when Galileo died, Newton was born, 1642, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. So
because sun is in,
yeah. No, go ahead. I think this is very. I just keep thinking whenever people come talk about these concepts, my mind is always constantly thinking. So this is great. Yeah.
So I think I have only that, and I will just summarize about the Mula qualities. It's the foundation star, as we saw that, it's base creation. Mula, which is the root, which is the base. It's Bharana Shakti. So I've shown this cloud and how it is going to be ruin or destroy and break, and very well fits with bases about to break and bases below to crush. The animal associated with this is like a male dog. Now we know Ardra is like a female dog. And Mula is like opposite of Ardra, male dog. So again, it's like female and male dog. And the bird is associated with vulture. Vulture eats dead carcass, animal, and it's like dead. So it's like, I think again, Ketu element coming in.
Absolutely.
And I said it's a creative energy, creation. It's you're basically making something new. So what is that? Brahma energy. So Trimurti principle is Brahma. Though the qualities are like, Shiva, destruction, but the Trimurti principle is Brahma, because again, Brahma and Shiva goes hand in hand, creation to destruction, destruction to creation. And in between, we have Vishnu, preserving. And the desire is to find the root of all progeny. So all these qualities are so very well connected, even with the astronomy perspective and whatever events which we have seen in the world, and how it has been so useful, the qualities of Mula, physical level as well as spiritual level, it can be used. So I think that's all I have for the Mula Nakshatra for today.
Aditya, I had a question.
Yeah.
is whenever we talk about mm, the black hole, okay,
Yeah.
the center of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Now, is the center of the galaxy is a point where things are getting absorbed, or do you see that as a center of the galaxy is a point where a lot of new stars are coming out from the center of the galaxy?
It's like not exactly from the center of the galaxy,
Somewhere
but
close.
somewhere close. Like you can see all the connection of all arms here. For
Yeah.
example, this arm is connected here. This arm is connected here.
Mm.
And again, this arm, it's like everything is coming out. It's like the
Yeah.
root of all arms, reticulated roots. But it's not exactly the center. There is so-called a bar galaxy. See, this is a region where you
Yeah.
don't know, like there are stars there, but not
So,
from the exact center.
so at the periphery of the
Yeah,
rather the center is
correct,
where you see a lot of those arms coming out,
correct,
like the
correct.
roots.
Like the roots.
Yeah, and that's the birth of the most of these stars that you see,
Yes,
galaxy.
the birth of the stars basically happens in near the arms. They say
Okay.
because what happens for the birth of the stars, what you want? You want basically molecular clouds to combine and collapse and to form stars. Now, when you have hot gas, what happens is the hot gas is basically you are having radiation pressure and all those things. Like the hot gas, there is thermal energy which is opposing the collapse. So whenever
Mm.
you have hot gas, that won't allow the gas to collapse. If the gas doesn't collapse, you don't have stars then. So
Mm.
hot gas is opposing star formation. That's what the general scenario is.
Mm.
And what we find near the galactic center, we have hot gas.
Mm.
So basically, stars are that the power of destruction is more, not the power of not much of stars forming there. So stars are basically forming the disk of the galaxy, not near the center.
Mm.
This is one thing I have seen. This is one which people believe even in astronomy. But the thing is, I have seen galaxies where it is hot, but still they form a lot of stars. Why is that so? And what is so? So there is something, and this is one point of my research. Basically, when we say we need cold gas, how much the gas needs to be cold that it should not, that it is going to form a star. Suppose if you give say 100 Kelvin gas and you give a 10 Kelvin gas, what is the efficiency of forming stars? So this is one of the key questions which I have to answer in my astronomy part, which we
Mm.
don't know right now exactly, but this is the general belief they say. Because hot gas will oppose star formation because there are a lot of turbulence, there are a lot of shocks. It won't allow the gas to collapse and form stars.
Because I was trying to ask this question, Aditya, is because again going to the desire is to be the root of all progeny.
Correct. Yeah.
So maybe that is where I was just coming from, is to see if somewhere around the center of the galaxy, or where you see the arms, that's where
Correct.
the root of the galaxy, or the root of all the progeny is where these stars are being
Correct.
born.
Now, that's a very interesting question which you have asked. Basically, to see, there's a lot of studies and there's a lot of interest in astronomy community to study the black hole and the galaxy evolution. How does galaxy evolution, on what factors does the evolution of galaxy depends on the black hole? To study that, and that's the subject of the next decade. So we are asking a question of the next decade work. How does co-evolution of galaxy with the black hole? That is something we will do with once the James Webb Space Telescope, which is going to be launched in the end of 2018. And the studies will be done mostly once those data comes. I think we will see this answer probably, or we may, I hope to find little bit of maybe knowledge about this subject in the next decade. So even right now, I don't know how does galaxy evolution depends on black hole. That is something people have done some studies, but we need more data, and we need high resolution images and observational data to support that. So that is something to be done, and people have that idea. There are a group in at Caltech as well as at Yale University which people are focusing on that.
And my question is, do we all already have those answers in our Vedic system? It is not that, it might take another decade to get the exact answer.
Yeah.
But what astonishes me is how did our ancients knew so much about the galaxies. We don't know the answer, so we'll find out in a decade, as you mentioned. But my sense says maybe it is the root of all the progeny, like it is mentioned there.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll get the answer. We'll wait for it. But how did these people knew 2 or 3,000 years ago? These things that you have said. Bases above, bases below. Where they're talking about crushing, destroying. They're talking about the progeny from the root. So it is very fascinating, actually. And I think this is another great lesson, Aditya, that you have come. And it keeps, every time you come, it gives us a deeper understanding of the stars above. And this is something that I've always maintained, Aditya, is now suppose if I want to know about you, can I go to any other person and find out about you? The best person to come and find out is you. So I should be asking you those questions. What if I want to know more about you, right?
Exactly.
So that is why I always keep telling everybody is if you want to know about nakshatras, don't come and ask me. Don't come and ask Aditya. Go and ask those planets, those stars themselves. Tell me more about you. And that is where I have to rest my case for saying that there is no better way to study constellations and these nakshatras better than meditating on them yourself when the moon transits those nakshatras.
Please, we all are basically children of stars, as I've said before. Like what are the elements in your body? You may say calcium in your teeth, or magnesium, or phosphorus, or iron in your blood, or whatever elements. All these elements, you are made up of all those elements, correct? Like sugar, what you eat is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Where all these elements came from? Where they were all made? It's a fundamental question, basically. And the only way to make, as we know, to start with, the universe was only filled with hydrogen and maybe helium or lithium, maybe. That's all. Some traces of lithium, but mostly hydrogen and less of helium. But all the elements other than these were created in stars. Like hydrogen burns, creates helium, then helium burns to form carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, all they are produced. All these elements are produced inside stars. When these stars die out, they give out all these elements. And from that material, again, new stars are born. New planets are formed. And that's how our sun, even our sun is not the first generation of stars. It's the second or third generation of stars. And that's how our earth got all those elements. All higher elements, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, magnesium, silicon, phosphorus, whatever you call. And then you have plants, and then you eat, the plants are eaten by animals, or we eat animals and plants in our food, and then we get the elements. So basically, you can say that all these elements came from food, which came from plants and animals, which came from soil or the earth, but where the earth was, basically, which came from the solar system. Where all these elements came from solar system, from the previous stars. So all the elements which we have is come from stars. So we are all made up of star materials. We are not different from stars. So that's why I always call we all are basically children of stars.
Wow.
We all are children of stars. And this is proved. This is proved in basically George Gamow and all 1950. They have this question where all the elements were formed. So it was all basically astronomy, like all the stars forming all those elements. So we are all stars in ourselves. So as you say, correct? Basis above, so below. Yes, it's true.
As outside, so inside.
Exactly.
So, Aditya, I think this was one of the most, interesting discussions that I've had for a long time now. And whenever I discuss, I keep telling so many of you that ever since Rahu has come into Magha Nakshatra earlier this month, I think roughly around 10th or 11th of December 2016, I find that every discussion that I've been having with people is taking me deeper and deeper, and we're getting some very rare secrets out. So I really want to thank you today for coming and giving this beautiful um, knowledge to us about the stars. And the more I think about it, and you beautifully put it that we are all the children of the stars. So why not connect with our ancients or our lineage? The lineage is the stars. So I think we should be more connected with nature. We should be more connected with the grahas, the planets, and the stellar objects. So that's the only way I think we could be more integrated and be able to make the most of our life. Most of our life could actually we can understand our own things by connecting with these stellar objects. So thank you very much, Aditya. Once again.
Thank you, Dr. Pai. Thanks a lot.
It's always a pleasure to have you, and I want you to come back on this channel again and to enlighten us with another nakshatra, so that you can give us more insights. I think you're going with a kind of a trail. You're going with all the Tikshna nakshatras. You did start with the Ardra, then you did Ashlesha, and then you moved to So I think I think one more Tikshna is remaining, maybe, which is Jyeshta nakshatra.
Yeah.
So I wonder whether that would be something that you want to research next, because you have antras there.
Correct. Antara, yes. So I will let you know. Give me some time, and I'll try to make this live. And as you said, it's like, see, whenever you have problem, where you go to your parents. So stars are your ultimate parents. So go to them.
Absolutely. I think that's where I think all the answers lie there. If you want to know more about them, go to them. Don't come to me, because I can only interpret what they're trying to tell me. If you want to know more about them, go straight to them and ask them the questions. I think they would be happy to tell you what they are all about.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you, Aditya. So wonderful to have you. See you soon.
Thanks. Dr.
Yeah. Bye-bye.